Why is Ukraine so beautiful? Because the beautiful places of Ukraine fascinate, fall in love, attract to themselves with invisible threats, and make you look at them again and again. You can't even imagine how many magnificent castles, picturesque lakes, romantic parks, exotic mountains and other stunning locations on the territory of the vast region of Ukraine. Let's go on a journey together to the most amazing places in Ukraine, the sight of which is breathtaking. 10th place, Yaremche. When you hear the word Yaremche, many people have only one association, a ski resort in this area of the Carpathians. However, it's a mistake to think so, since this is a whole complex of colorful sites of a different nature, from traditional huts to waterfalls and menageries. Yaremche is located about 1 hour drive from the popular ski resort Bukovel, so it's here that tourists often stop overnight. This is a very beautiful town located in the valley of the Prut River at an altitude of 585 meters above sea level. In addition to the national color, the mass of souvenir shops and lush nature, here we can also visit waterfalls, girls' teas, Hook and Probi, enclosure of the Carpathian NNP, where you can see and feed the animals, Dovbush rocks. 9th place, Kamianets-Podilsky. If you look for a list of the most beautiful cities in Ukraine, then you will definitely come across Kamianets-Podilsky in the top. This is an amazing place where natural beauty, historical values, and the indescribable atmosphere of the rich history of the Ukrainian people are perfectly combined. The main attraction of the city is the Kamianets-Podilsky fortress. The key figure that attracts a lot of tourists to the city is, of course, a medieval fortress that has existed since the time of Kievan Rus. Many films were filmed on its territory. Walking through the fortress is a great pleasure. 11 towers, wide roads paved with paving stones, sculptures, and the incredible beauty of the nature of Ukraine around. 8th place, Castle Radomysl. In addition to picturesque nature, on the territory of Ukraine you can also find beautiful places for weddings and other celebrations. Ukraine is rich in sites created by man in different historical periods. The Zhytomyr region has its own pearl, the private castle museum Radomysl. It was founded in 2011 by Dr. Olga Bogomolets on the site of the former Radomysl paper mill Papirnya. The castle is an excellent place for a weekend getaway, hiking in the park, as well as for cultural and educational development. 7th place, Dzhurinsky waterfall. A 16-meter waterfall near the Dzhurin River can be safely attributed to the top of beautiful places in Ukraine, which were created by nature itself. This cascading water flow on the plain belongs to the Dniester Canyon National Natural Park. Arriving here, you can get a lot of positive emotions from a just picturesque picture. Hide from the hot heat, have a picnic and just enjoy the clean air. The waterfall also has a second name, Chervonogorodski, which comes from the ancient city that once stood here. Today you will no longer find this settlement on the map, but some parts of the disappeared city and the Chervonograd castle still remain. The waterfall itself doesn't have a primordially natural origin, but was presumably created during the wars with Turkey. The Turks changed the course of the Dzhurin River in order to leave Chervonograd without water, although this is just a hypothesis. 6th place, Aktovsky Canyon. Listing the most beautiful places in Ukraine, it's impossible not to mention another miraculous picturesque corner in the south of the country, the Aktovsky Canyon in the Voznesensky district of the Mykolaiv region. This is a miniature of Arizona among the Ukrainian steppes. The Ukrainian canyon is one and only in Europe that is so similar in geological parameters to the Grand Canyon in the USA. Aktovsky Canyon is also called Devil's Valley. This is a place for experienced tourists or those who go on an excursion with a guide. The Mertvovod River is dangerous for beginners, but experienced divers and swimmers may not be afraid. On its shore you can set up a tent for the night and enjoy the surrounding beauties. 5th place, Stanislavsky Canyon. The landscapes of Ukraine fascinate with their diversity and beauty. The Ukrainian Grand Canyon in the Kherson region has a special incredibly attractive power. It's located on the banks of the Dnieper Bay near the town of Stanislav, which is only 40 kilometers from Kherson. Here nature showed all her virtuosity, which man is not able to surpass. Scientists claim that there were settlements on the territory of the Kherson mountains as early as the 12th to 11th centuries BC. The attraction is a combination of steppe areas, centuries-old rocks in the form of slopes covered with moss, and a long coastline. 4th place, Valley of Daffodils. Not far from the city of Khust, in the Kherson tract, there is one of the most beautiful places in Ukraine, the Valley of Narcissuses. A snow-white blanket of wild narrow-leaved narcissus with an incredible aroma is a sight to behold. Flowers are listed in the Red Book, and people even come from abroad to look at the natural landmark. It's worth coming to such interesting locations in Ukraine in the spring. The southwest of the country invites tourists in April, when flowers begin to bloom in the tract, and the trip can then be continued with Uzhgorod, where sakura is in full bloom at this time. 3rd place, Sofiyivka. The most beautiful locations in Ukraine are concentrated throughout the country, but it's in the village of Sofiyivka that one of the most popular and frequently visited is located, the National Dendrological Park of the same name. This is an amazingly beautiful corner, where natural beauty is exquisitely combined with man-made details. The well-maintained recreational park is the perfect space to spend the whole day. Beside the fact that the park is very beautiful, it's also famous for its romanticism. The landscape miracle was founded by the Polish magnate Stanislav Potocki in 1796 and presented in 1802 to his Greek wife Sofia, in whose honor it was created. 2nd place, Dzhurinsky Island. Dzhurinsky Island is one of the most mysterious and attractive places in the south of Ukraine. An endless series of deserted beaches, an unusual color of the sea with dolphins splashing near the shore, fantastic landscapes, untouched nature, remoteness from civilization, and an incomparable atmosphere. This is what tens of thousands of tourists come here for. Moreover, if until recently Dzhurinsky was a patrimony of exclusively tent campers and fans of extreme tourism, today it accepts everyone. There is plenty to see and do here, whether you're here for a half-day tour or decide to stay for a few days. 1st place, Synevyr. Among the high Carpathian mountains in the national park of the same name lies the largest and deepest lake in Ukraine, Synevyr. The area of its water surface is almost 7 hectares. It's surrounded by centuries-old fir trees and mountain peaks. Not far from it, 5 kilometers away, is the village of Synevyrska Polyana, where there are hotels and private households for overnight stays and long holidays. Around the lake there is a path that can be completely covered in 20 minutes. Mist often falls over the water, through which the rays of the sun break through. The lake is home to trout, minnow and crayfish. Swimming in the water is strictly prohibited, and the temperature itself is not pleasant, a maximum of 13 degrees.